friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique from the Pixie Planner. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and if you have been here before, welcome back. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me. I have here today a review of the Wordsworth Planner. The company was kind enough to reach out to me and ask if I was interested in reviewing their planner and giving me my honest review. And so that's exactly what I've done. I've spent the past week and a half kind of playing around with it and making use of it through my everyday needs. And so I am here to share my thoughts with you. So let's first start off with the packaging that it came in. So I received this box. The planner was in this particular box, and inside of it they have a nice little note, and it also gives you a little bit of information on the planner itself. So there's a lot of science that goes into the making of this planner, and I find that really, really cool. I happen to enjoy planners that go through the research of productivity, gratitude, all of that tied in together, and what it can do to better ourselves as human beings and to better ourselves through our lives through productivity, achievement of goals. So I love to see all of it intertwined together. And this planner certainly has all of those areas. And I really enjoy that they give you just kind of this little welcome letter here. So putting this aside, let's go ahead and jump right into the planner itself. So it is, let me just move this out of the way. There we go. It is A5 size, and for exact dimensions I saw online, it is 5.83 inches by 8.27 inches. And the A5 size is just a very nice, comfortable size in the hands. It's not too big, or cumbersome to carry around. So I think it's wonderful for fitting into most size purses. I used to use a Passion Planner compact size, and I'll kind of show you here for those of you that have used the Passion Planner in the past. The size is pretty much identical, and what I enjoy about the Wordsworth Planner is that it can certainly take the place of the compact Passion Planner for individuals who used to use it, because Passion Planner does not carry the compact size any longer. So I was really excited to get my hands on this and to see what it was all about, because this might be a really good option for those of you who have been like missing the compact. I know there's so many people out there, but this may be a good video for you guys to watch if that's something you've been kind of upset about. So this is your A5 size. It is a hard cover. It is very, very sturdy feeling. Includes elastic band closure and a pen loop, and both of these elastics are super sturdy. I like the band because it's not too incredibly tight. I don't like it when it's so tight that it leaves like major divots in the cover. So this one I feel is perfect tension. And besides that and the pen loop, it comes with 3 ribbons. And you can kind of see here, and I'll show them a little bit more as I flip through. You can kind of see here there's a black, a brown, and a gray ribbon. So I find that's awesome to not only mark your month and week that you're on, but your goal setting pages, since this is a goal setting planner. So opening her up here, we have just a blank spread here. You have in case of loss section, and then it goes right into how to use the planner. And I don't mind having a little instruction in the front of my planner when it comes to a goal setting planner. I know some individuals really don't like having those pages wasted because they're going to use the planner how they feel it's best for their needs, and that's absolutely fine. I do enjoy that they did give you 2 pages here, and that's it. Like, that's not much taken away from here. So if you are worried about the instruction pages being too many or, taking up too much of the planner towards the front, it's only these 2 pages. And I think it's really great that they give you a little bit of insight into how to best use the planner. So as I mentioned earlier, they look at this planner as, again, a holistic personal development system that you're able to carry with you at all times. And because this is such a nice compact size, I really do feel that it's very manageable for carrying pretty much for anyone. And they have many color options too. I just happen to choose the black. I like classic, but I know they have a raspberry color. I believe they have a blue, and you know what? I'm not going to keep naming colors because I'm not 100% sure, but I will leave the information down below so that way you can certainly hop on the website and take a look at the colors that they offer. I just really love black. It's classic. You can't go wrong with that, in my opinion. So with this system, they focus on not only your productivity, but also living each day with gratitude, positivity, inspiration. So they're tying all of that into this planner. And this is what I really love most about it is, because it's not just goals and a schedule. When it comes to your life plan, it really ties into being thankful for what you already have, being thankful for what you're striving to achieve, and being mindful of it and pulling it all into your life. And this really encompasses all of it, and it helps guide you on how to best do that. So moving past the instruction page here, you go into yearly overview, and they have for 17, 18, 19, and 20. And then you move on to a travel planning spread. I really enjoy this. My husband and I love to travel, and we do at least a couple small trips during the year, but we also try to take one big trip a year as well. So this is going to be great to keep track of. And even if you find that this is like too much for the 1 year that you're going to be in this planner, then maybe jot down what you've done in the past so you can kind of, look back and have those memories with you on hand. Because I love looking back at pictures and places that we've been even 4 years ago. So I am a person who loves to keep track of all the traveling I've done over the years, and I will probably make use of this spread for multiple years of travel, and write a little bit about the major areas that we visited and the towns and specific dates and so on. I like to get a little more detailed about that. So I love that they have travel planning pages here. Then you go into time zones, and I could live without this. What I would really like to see, especially because nowadays we have our phones on us all the time, so I could easily look up time zone and have that information via the internet on my phone. But I would have loved to see a map of the world, so that way I can highlight and keep track of all the places I've traveled. And I'll still probably use this map for that particular reason. I just would have liked to see maybe a little bit different layout, especially since They have these travel planning pages here. I think it would have tied in nicely if it went into a map of the world for you then to highlight and see all of these places at a glance. And I love seeing a map all filled up with, you know, dots of places I've been to. So again, I will probably make use of this area for that reason, not necessarily, you know, for the specific time zones. So after that, we have one page here of a dot grid, and this is great, of course, for note-taking of any kinds. If you want to brainstorm kind of your goal ideas, this is a great spot to do that because you move right in to your overview of your goals. Throughout the planner, they also have wonderful quotes, and I just find that they're super motivational and inspiring, and I really enjoy seeing these kind of scattered throughout the pages. So turning the page, you have your goals mind map. You can write it out, bullet point, you can draw a mind map, you can do whatever you really want in this section. I just have not had the time to really sit down and do that. I have written my mind map in another notebook, and so I probably won't fill this out just because I'm lazy. I don't want to go through and fill it out again. But I love that they have a section here for you to go ahead and map out those goals you have in mind. So after that, you have your vision board, and I'm sure most of you have seen or heard of vision boards, but this is pretty much do whatever strikes your fancy, what is going to inspire you and get you motivated for the next coming year. So these two pages I find are a good space, enough space for you to map those out. Then you go right into your goal pages. Now I really appreciate that they give you plenty of space. So you have 8 goals that you could set for your personal goals. So you have 8 spots to write in, and I would not fill out 8 just because I like to, you know, do my goals in smaller chunks, but I do really appreciate that they give you plenty of space. It kind of reminds me of the it's the Cultivate What Matters goal planner. They have the goals broken up into areas of your life, and this reminds me a little bit about that. And I enjoy this because the Cultivate What Matters can be a little overwhelming for some people because there's a lot of work that goes into the first part of it and a lot of detail. So this kind of takes it down a notch and gives it to you in smaller bite-sized pieces and may not be quite as overwhelming. So you have your target date that you could set once you figure out your goal and why are you setting this goal for yourself. Then you can write out the action steps that you want to take to achieve that. So again, you have 8 sections here to fill out for personal goals. You then go into family, friends, relationship goals, and then professional goals. So plenty of space to really break down those areas of your life. And it's a blank canvas, so you can get as simple or creative with it as you like. And myself, I'll show you in a moment, but moving past that, you go into the monthly section and you have another blank page here on the left for notes, doodles, whatever you would like. So flipping into the monthly section, myself, what I did was I focused my goals here in my monthly section. And again, I like to do my goals in smaller chunks. I am someone who can get very overwhelmed with too many goals. And so knowing that, I just give myself one goal to work on for each area per month. So I also went ahead and used some of my Mambi stickers to kind of give it a little pop, make it more visually appealing to me, so that way when I'm flipping through my pages, I will make sure to stop and look over this. It just draws my attention to this spread a little bit more easily. So what I have here for my personal goal, I have to practice yoga every day this month, and I'm doing it for improving my mental and physical health. The action that I'm taking is to schedule in 15 minutes each morning and evening. Then we go on to family. I have to call or message one friend each week in efforts to maintain meaningful relationships. And for here, I am gonna schedule in every Wednesday, make a point to reach out to someone. Now, I am so guilty for letting this kind of just pass by. I am one of those individuals where I'm very comfortable being by myself. I love my friends, absolutely love my friends, but I'm comfortable being by myself. I'm not one to chat on the phone or have long conversation, so I can often be kind of lazy with calling and messaging friends. So I really, really want to try to get better at that. Then we move to my professional goals. I have here to be no more than 1 week behind on my notes. And we have been super, super busy within my clinic recently, and I've gotten a little more behind than I was liking. So I'm making sure to catch up on this, and it's to improve my productivity and reduce stress. And I'm gonna make sure that I schedule time every Sunday to review my notes, make sure that I'm caught up to where I wanna be. And then in the note section here, I just did kind of my mantra of the month here. And it is by Dolly Parton. It says, "Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life." And I find that so many of us, including myself, are guilty of this. You know, our life shouldn't be us living to work. We should be working to live. So I think this is a good reminder. And then flipping past that, we go right into the monthly spread. Now, I decided to get a little bit fancy with my monthly spread here, just so you guys could see how stickers may look within the planner and washi. I did try a couple different pens. I did some stamping here. So I wanted to try just a variety of my crafts and supplies that I have, just to get a better idea of how this paper quality is going to take to it. So talking about the stamping here, I have the February shopping list film. That is all stamped in here, and there's absolutely no bleed through. And I mean, you really have to look for any ghosting, but it took incredibly well to the stamping that I did here. I did drop my stamp on my planner here, and so I decided just to throw some washi tape over it because it just like smeared and made a mess, and I was like, whatever, we're just putting some washi on it. So the monthly view, I think, has a very generous size box. You know, being a smaller A5 planner, I think they did a really great job making use of the size here for each day, and then a nice small note section down here. I personally enjoy having a smaller section. I would rather have more space for writing in the day, but I know it's kind of a give or take. I don't need that much space for notes, and you do have this section here on the left-hand side. But what I also decided to add in was to work on a monthly habit. So one of my goals, I had mentioned, was to practice yoga every day. So I went ahead here and wrote in my habit. The colored in circle will represent whether I've completed that habit that day. And as you can see, I did miss a few days, but you know what? Stuff happens. We had a hectic couple days here. I'm not beating myself up about it. I will get back on track like I have, and then just kill it the rest of the month. I got it. So I really like that I went ahead and decided to do that just to hold myself responsible for that goal, my personal goal. And so after the, oh, and you do have another quote down here at the bottom. After the monthly page here, you go right into your reflection. So with this being, you know what, I probably didn't even mention this. Let's rewind. This is an undated planner. Okay, so that's why I have the stamp there and written in the numbers myself. So with it being an undated planner, all your months are going to be in the front. So after the month, you have a monthly reflection that follows. And so you can get creative, write whatever it is that you want to reflect back on. Then you have your top 5 accomplishments, what I wanted to get done but didn't and why, what have I learned this month, and then planning for the next month. I think this is great. I don't find this too overwhelming. I struggle with my passion planner filling out the reflection at the end of the month, only because, well, I should really just keep up with it, you know, each week. But there's many sections, and I just I get a little overwhelmed with too many sections and having to put too much thought in it. That's just me. I know the whole point of it is to get into deeper thought about your previous month, but I really enjoy how this is just kind of to the point, small sections, quick, you know, run through, and then you're done. This is something I would definitely keep up with. I find this a little bit easier to do so. So after the monthly reflection, it goes right into your monthly goals for the following month. So you have monthly goals, and then here's the following month blank. Then you turn the page, goes right into monthly reflection again. So it carries along just like that throughout the months. You do have 12 months in here. So this planner is for a full year. And I really enjoy having all the months in the front. That way you're not fumbling through the pages, you know, with it being followed by the weeks. All of it just in the very front makes it easy to flip right to. And then you have a handy dandy bookmark that marks off your month. And so after all the months, I'll get to the very end of the months here for you. So all of them are in the front here. And then it's gonna fall right into, let me get to this last one. Maybe this will help. There. It will fall right into your weekly overview. So this page here is lined, but it's lined with dots. I don't know if you can see that, but they're tiny dots that make up the line. And so that gives you another section for notes. So weekly spread, don't call it a dream, call it a plan. And we flip right to the first week. So I again got a little fancy with stamping and stickers and different pens. So I'll show you how this week is for me, and then I'll show you some of the blank spreads. It is a Monday start. I really appreciate that. I enjoy to see my monthly calendar with a Sunday start, but when it comes to my week, I look at my week as like my work week, and it starts on Monday. So that's how I want to have it laid out, and then it gives me the weekends right next to each other. So it starts on Mondays. You have this week's top focus. You have 3 sections here. You have a small section for notes, you have a section here for I'm grateful, and then you have your section for your reflection of the week. Now, I find these to be a little bit too small. I would like to be able to fill out a little more in here, but my handwriting, it's not big, but I struggle to make my handwriting small. So this is something where I would like to see a little bit more space for the sections here at the very top. But for the most part, I mean, it was absolutely fine. I just really had to narrow down specific things that I wanted to note. Usually I just will, you know, write everything and anything in, and I just had to give a little bit more thought on, okay, what is really important for me to keep a note of. So we go into the week here. Each day has on the left line section, and on the right you have your tick boxes, and it's divided into your priority and secondary sections. And so what I did was I threw in some of my Happy Planner stickers. I used some of my stamps again, and again I did so that I could show there's no bleed through. And I've been super, super impressed with this paper. It is, according to the website, 100 GSM paperweight, and it feels super thick and smooth. I really enjoy the paper. Now, as far as the ink that I used for the stamps, I used my Prima marketing ink, and I've used this in a few videos in other planners. This is very much my go-to chalk ink. It does very, very well with the majority of my planners. But as you saw, there's no bleed through, no ghosting. It was awesome. I would certainly continue to make use of my stamps in this planner. I found it really fun. So it comes down to here, Saturday and Sunday, they are sharing this section together. I'm okay with it being a smaller section just because I try not to give myself too much over the weekend. I know that it could be problematic for some individuals, especially if you work, but the company does have a vertical planner, which I've only been able to look at it online, but I feel that could possibly work a little bit better for those of you who need more space for the weekends. I do really, really love the layout of the vertical. I actually think I might purchase one to try that out, because for myself, it may even work a little bit better than the horizontal that I've been testing out. As much as I love this layout, I'm not typically a horizontal planner. So my brain just really looks at things as long lists. And I really was intrigued by the vertical layout when I saw it online. But this gives you kind of a look at how it could look all set up. And especially if you want to get a little bit fancy with some decoration. Flipping the page though, here is a look at it blank. And you can see there's no bleed through on this page either, with the pens that I used and with that ink. So it really has a wonderful, wonderful layout. I think this is so ideal, again, for people who were maybe huge fans of the compact Passion Planner, because the size is exactly the same. You have great quality paper as well. It's focused on goal setting and also gratitude. So I think this is a phenomenal contender. And it goes through each page each week here. And you have, I believe I want to say it's 56 weeks. They give you a couple extra weeks in here. But again, you have a whole year's worth of planning, your months and your weeks. So it continues all the way through, week by week. Then you get to the end here, and you have note pages. And you have dot grid as well as a few blank pages. And I believe I counted that there were 8 blank pages and 21 dots. So you have plenty of note pages here. I did kind of scribble on here with some highlighters and pens that I really enjoy using in my planners, and nothing bled through. It's just, oh, it makes me so happy. It's fantastic. So I use the Tombow, the mild liner, the twin tones. I am a big fan of the Le Pen, the Pilot G2, Stabilo, Precise V5, and I'll tell you, I have used the Ink Joy as well in my weekly spread. I used that. I kind of grabbed like random black pens and tried it out throughout my week. None of them bled through. And then at the very back here, you have an expanding pocket, and they include these super cute stickers with the planner. I really appreciate when a company throws in some complimentary stickers. I enjoy stickers anyways, and I think it's such a nice touch. And these are beautiful kind of fall inspired colors, very warm tone. And I absolutely will make use of those throughout my spreads. So that is it, guys. That's a quick glimpse through this planner. I hope you enjoyed it. I have really been enjoying this planner, and I'm going to continue using it. Now, it's not going to take the place of my Passion Planner, but I think that this is a wonderful portable option. So this is something that I will certainly use as like my daily running list, and I probably won't be getting too fancy or decorative with the following months like I did this past month and week. It's really going to be kind of my scribble it down, get it out of my head planner, and also a way for me to always have the goals that I'm working on in mind, because when I leave the house, I feel like everything else leaves my brain. So I always have to have some sort of planner on me. So this is going to be a wonderful addition. I hope you guys really enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. I'll do my best to answer them. And again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider. I would love to have you part of the family. And I hope you guys have a very wonderful week. We'll see you in my next video. Bye.